Hi, welcome to Two Guys in a Kitchen. I'm Mike.
I'm Levi.
Today's meal is corned beef. No, sorry, wrong meal. Today's meal is beef and Guinness stew. Since it is St. Patrick's month, we decided to, the whole month of March, we're gonna do Irish. We're gonna Irish it up. So tonight we're kicking it off with, like I said, beef and Guinness stew. If you want to follow me over there, I will get going. Morning. Today we're filming beef and Guinness stew. It is early in the morning because the beef and stew has to go on the stove and in the oven. It's going to cook all day. First off, what we're going to do is cut up our bacon into 1-inch pieces. Get it into our preheated pan. You can use cast iron, you can use saucepan, whatever.
What's your preferred?
I like the cast iron.
Cast iron?
Cast iron just holds heat better.
Nice.
So,
if they're not going to use cast iron, they should use one that's oven safe.
Crock pot.
Or a crock pot.
You can use a crock pot. It works just the same.
Versatile dish.
Very versatile. Take your bacon, cut it up into 1-inch pieces. And this bacon I'm using, you have your hickory smoked, your mesquite smoked, your applewood. This bacon, excuse me, is cherry wood. It's cherry wood smoked. You just take it and fry it. As the bacon is frying,
it's going to render out.
It's going to render the nice
deliciousness.
Delicious fat.
Which will start to smell like cherry wood in here.
Take your carrots. I have 3 carrots, 4 celery stalks, and 1 parsnip. Rinse everything, especially the celery. Just because the celery is dirt, grit. Cut your edges off the carrots. Now a lot of people will
peel their carrots?
Peel the carrots. I don't. It just gives it more of an earthiness flavor to it.
And most people peel it because it's not pretty.
Yeah, they want it to be pretty. You can eat the carrots just like that.
Carrots. But this is going into a soup. You're not really even going to see the carrots. Now, what is a parsnip?
It's a root.
Okay.
Almost similar to a carrot.
Okay.
I personally don't like them, but the people I'm making this for like it, so I'm going to put it in.
Sweet.
The celery, I'm just cutting off the white ends.
One thing about celery is it's both a vegetable, an herb, and a seed, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it's one of the few things that provides 3 different bits.
Well, then you can get the celery root.
Yeah.
And make mashed potatoes with that.
Celeriac, that stuff is amazing.
So, and then I'm
ugly.
just kind of ugly. I'm just taking my celery, cutting it up into 1-inch pieces, leaves, everything.
Leaves provide a lot of really good flavor.
Yeah.
Not much texture, but.
Grab a bowl real quick. Put all this in.
Stir up the bacon.
Too bad you can't smell it.
I can.
Because the bacon smells awesome.
Yeah, it does. You really get that cherry wood smell.
Oh, it just smells so good.
Oh, man. Which goes good with Guinness, because Guinness being very barley tasting. Mm-hmm. Which, we just found out a fun fact about the Guinness. It was, about the wheat, right?
Yeah. Guinness is gluten-free. There's no wheat in Guinness at all. So if you have a gluten intolerance, if you have celiacs, you can drink Guinness. Now the hops that they use in Guinness, the protein in it is similar to a wheat, but it's not wheat.
Cool. So I know speak. People who have the gluten intolerance and celiac and whatnot, they can have it because it is
It's a wheat-free beer.
That's awesome. So they can process
Their bodies can process
even
it.
though
Yeah.
it's similar to the wheat protein?
My
That's
my
fascinating.
wife with the FODMAP diet, she can't have any wheat.
Oh.
And I cook with Guinness all the time, and it doesn't affect her.
That's awesome. And then Guinness is delicious. I make sausage in Guinness.
I haven't tried that one yet.
That's a later episode. It's like homemaking mayonnaise, which is awesome.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yep. Sometimes it turns out even better than what you buy. Oftentimes it turns out better than what you buy. So, and then how are you cutting up the parsnip?
I'm just dicing it.
Okay. So the little itty bitty tiny...
Little itty bitty tiny pieces. These bigger ones, I'm just gonna cut in half then.
Okay.
Just so everything cooks evenly.
And those are just going to go in like that? They're not going to be mashed or
They're
anything?
not going to be mashed or anything. Let's have them like this, just like the carrots.
Okay. Bacon?
Bacon, shredded bacon. Now, I don't know if I told you this, the reason why I'm frying the bacon now is I want to brown my stew meat.
Okay.
Instead of using olive oil or another oil or butter, I'm going to use the bacon grease.
Oh, to add another layer of flavor.
Add another layer of flavor.
And
now,
it'll be nice and smoky and brown and...
Now, while that is working, I got my vegetables done. I'm going to make a quick coating for the meat. And I have a gluten-free flour. It's a gluten-free all-purpose flour. And I'm just taking it and putting it in a bowl. Okay. Into this, I'm putting cumin, smoked paprika, chili powder, about a teaspoon of each, salt.
Now, cumin, paprika, and chili powder are not Irish at all.
No, they're not.
So why are they in it?
I tend to have a Mexican style or Hispanic style cooking.
Okay.
So I will use spices that I like. When you make it, if you want to do a French style seasonings, use French style. If you want to do Italian, use Italian.
Or classic Irish, just...
Or classic Irish, you know.
Because I'm Scotch-Irish, I don't know if you can tell.
No.
No, not at all.
Oh.
No. Bright red beard, no.
No.
So I would like to do that.
Now I'm just mixing everything up. Now the reason why it's in a bowl is I'm gonna coat the meat. There's one of two ways you can do this. You can do it in a bowl, or if you have a gallon-sized
Ziploc bag,
stick it in there.
Nice. Now why are you coating it?
It's gonna add the flour. It's gonna thicken the gravy.
Oh.
So you'll have more of a stew instead of a soup.
Awesome. Because the difference between a stew is it's thicker.
It's thicker.
Has more.
It holds up better.
Oh man, that bacon smells good.
Soups, they're creamier. They're more
like tomato soup.
like tomato soup.
Okay. So you're coating it in flour so that it'll
thicken up.
It'll break off of it while you're cooking it and start to thicken.
And you just shake it.
Pretend you're a bartender. We need a bartender.
Well, when we do like alcoholic episodes, you know,
we'll bring in somebody.
We have
so there'll be 3 people in a good day.
We have a cheese guy we're going to bring in.
Who likes beer as much as I do.
And that's what you get. Nice coating on the meat.
And that allows it to get the brown on it that we like, that nice crispy.
What I'm going to do now is with the bacon still in this, I'm going to take the bacon out in just a minute.
And the reason that you're taking the bacon out is so that it doesn't overcook while you're doing the...
I want the meat to cook first, or at least get a nice crust on it.
Yeah. And of course, if you overdo bacon, it's sad. Crispy bacon, delicious. Overdone bacon...
Not so delicious.
So sad. Because you can't eat that. Which means you have to throw it away, and some sad poor pig ate all those apples.
Give it to my dog.
Give it to your dog. Yeah, he's probably in the kitchen right now.
I don't know where he's at.
Oh, wow. The one time he's not by the food.
I know, right?
Fun fact about the two guys' kitchen. The dog is almost always in the kitchen with us. Because, well,
dog
meat.
Smells food and it wants food.
Usually gets it.
Usually gets some.
That's due to one of our cameramen, though.
As you can see, the bacon isn't completely done yet, which is fine. I don't want it crispy. I don't want it crispy. I still want it a little raw because it's going to cook with the meat.
Okay.
And it'll finish up in the stew.
Okay.
And you just take... I have a slotted spoon here.
Okay. And the slotted spoon is the one that has all the holes in it.
Okay. Just so I can get all the flour off.
You could use a spider for it if you needed, right?
You can, yeah.
I like spiders.
I just happen to have a slotted spoon.
Sweet.
And you put the meat in.
Into the bacon grease.
Into bacon grease.
Because bacon. And what would you normally serve this way?
I serve with potatoes.
Potatoes? So there's no potatoes in it?
There's no potatoes in it.
That's weird.
Where most of your stews have your root vegetables, your trinity, your carrots, celery, onions. They'll throw, some people put parsnips in it. Carrots.
Which is kind of starchy.
No, yeah, it's really starchy. And then potatoes.
Okay.
You know, you get your canned stew meat.
Okay.
And that's potatoes and carrots and onions and celery.
Yeah.
And then your stew meat.
Your classic stew.
It's a classic stew.
It's good. There's a reason it's classic.
Mine, towards the end, I am going to make, when I serve it, I'm making a bowl out of the potatoes, and I'm putting the stew right inside that bowl.
Oh, so you're going to put it like on a plate or a wide
I'm going to put it in a wide angle bowl, just because it's...
Safety's sake?
Well, yeah.
The dam broke. All my soup's gone.
The potatoes will break apart and thicken it up even more.
Oh, wow.
And so you'll get the potatoes in it.
Okay. Yeah, I was noticing there's no potatoes.
No. But it works. I made this Wednesday for my family.
Okay.
And I had none left.
That's, wow. Darn, I was going to steal some of that.
I know.
Well, those boys of yours, man. They eat.
Play sports. When you play sports or exercise or work out, they
Your... Well,
my food bill's $1,500 a month.
Oh, jeez. I guess MC's your oldest, right?
Yeah.
Your oldest can sit down and just burn more calories than I eat.
About 6,000 calories.
That's nuts. And this feeds him. Probably to satisfaction.
This feeds him.
Because it's a hefty meal.
So not only do I have to cook a FODMAP diet.
You have to cook a lot.
I have to make it enough protein and carbs for my kids that play sports.
For your athletic children. So you have an interesting life setup. That's
yeah.
Kind of cool. But that gives you a unique perspective. Like it's me and my wife right now, just the two of us. Just the two of us. Song break. And ours is maybe 200-300 a month, and that's if we have a big month. And that we usually don't need to spend the 300 that we plan. But, you know, better to plan higher and not need it than plan too low and not get it. Oh, man.
Now, if you don't have enough grease in your pot, like...
This time around.
This time around, as you can see, it's still a little dry. Okay? What you can do then is add a little bit of olive oil. I'm not adding a lot.
Or vegetable oil, or whatever oil you have.
Sesame oil, whatever oil you have, whatever oil you use all the time. I use olive oil just because it's healthier for you. I don't have any vegetable oil in my house.
I have vegetable oil, but that's also because it's cheap and I'm poor.
Throw your bacon
back in.
Back in.
Which will also give a little more grease. Like what you're scraping off right now, you know?
Yeah.
And that's why we put it in the top of the lid as opposed to classically where we have a paper bag that we scoop it out onto.
I wanted that grease instead of having it drain.
Yeah. Which is actually a trick you taught me. I used to put it on a plate with paper towels. I'm now using paper bags.
Well, I started using paper bags because my mom and dad used paper bags. Whenever my dad made tacos, he would just take the paper bag, put paper foils on that, paper towels on that, and then roast it that way.
Nice. And that's for the shells, right?
Yeah. Bacon's in, meat's in. I'm going to throw in my root vegetables now. That's just going to go right in.
Oh, they're starting to heat up already. Gotta love cast iron. You can just load it with things. Once it's heated up, it takes a lot to cool it down.
Yeah.
And then this is going to feed 6 people?
This will feed 6 people.
Okay. How many bottles of beer are you using?
I'm using 3 bottles of beer.
Okay, and they're...
I'm using a dark 11 ounces.
11 ounces, okay. So kind of a 12-ounce beer, basically.
12-ounce beer. I'm using Guinness because it is beef and Guinness too. You can use any other kind you want. Pour it in.
I'm stealing a sip.
Steal a sip.
Oh, that's good. It is super hoppy.
Yeah.
I don't have Guinness often, so it surprises me every time.
And then top off the rest with water.
Water, or you could use beef broth if you want.
Beef broth, water. I'm using water because I'm going to put a gravy mixture in it.
Okay. Normally, would you do already hot water, or?
Doesn't really matter.
Doesn't matter, okay.
And this is a pre-made beef gravy mix.
Okay.
If you have a special kind you use, you can use your own. If you want to make your own, you can make your own. This is just a little bit easier this way. Just because it's going to cook with the meat. And as it's cooking, it's going to flavor.
And thicken. And
thicken and flavor and thicken.
Turn into gravy.
And yeah, so turn into gravy.
And who doesn't like gravy? Vegans.
Vegans. Put your pan on it. If you're using a crock pot, let it sit all day. Nice. Start it up early in the morning. You start it the night before even. Turn it on in the morning.
And
let it
you'll
cook.
have dinner ready when you get home?
Since I'm using a Dutch oven, I'm going to finish it off in the oven at 250 degrees.
Okay.
For about 5 hours.
Sweet.
Okay, there you go. In about 5 hours, I'll see you back here. Okay, so earlier today, I made the beef stew. Right now, what I'm going to do is make the potatoes for mashed potatoes. As many other episodes I've done, I've broken down potatoes so many times. You know.
We don't need to explain how to do potatoes.
I don't need to explain it. I'm just going to do it.
Just watch our previous episode.
Yeah. It's the easiest way to...
Though we're doing something different with these potatoes than we were doing in previous episodes. We're not using... Okay, we're good.
So, as in past...
You speak party.
Party. As in past episodes, I've riced them.
Riced them, yeah.
Today...
That amazing potato ricer.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get the trusty old potato masher and mash them.
Why are you doing that today?
I want the bigger, thicker chunks. The consistency of those. Only because when I made this earlier in the week, the potatoes broke apart.
Oh.
And I want more
so they kind
substance.
Of like dissolved into
the... I want more substance.
Okay.
So my potatoes are in the pot. Again, oil, salt, put them on hot water.
Go.
As you can see, my potatoes are done. Drain them like always. Just hot water, drain them.
You haven't figured out how to make potatoes by now with our episodes.
Now, instead of putting the potatoes back in here, I'm just putting my butter in.
Ah.
Only because I'm not ricing them right now. So,
okay, so you have a little time to let them kind of just drain.
Kind of drain out.
Yeah. Ah, we're getting all the steam.
Turn your pan down so you don't want to
Scorch the butter.
Scorch everything. Put the butter in. While that's melting, I'm going to cut up some green onions.
And so with the butter, you're melting it with this one. Most people will just put the whole stick of butter and let the potatoes melt it.
Yeah.
Is there any particular reason why you...
I just think it melts better and mixes better.
Okay. So you don't get a chunk of butter?
Yeah, you don't get a chunk of butter.
Even though, frankly, getting that chunk of butter is sometimes awesome.
Yep. That's one bunch of green onions. And throw these in with the butter.
Ooh. That's the dryer.
Fryer's done.
Because Two Guys' kitchen is still a living home. So you're heating up the green onions so that they get tasty and delicious.
Tasty, yeah.
Sweet.
Are you milking it? Get that going. Let that melt a bit more. While that's doing that, I'm going to take the stew out.
Haha.
Let it sit. Put it right here so everybody can see it.
And being careful not to melt the...
Like I did the last time.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get my oven on really low. I have 2 loaves of bread here. I have 1 French, 1 Italian. I'm going to slice in half.
Sweet.
Get them going.
What's the difference between French and Italian bread?
I don't know. I like Italian better though.
Okay.
I think it's the way they need it. And this is your stew.
We'll take a spoon, please.
As you can see, right before I brought it out, about an hour before I brought it out, I put thyme sprigs in it.
So the fresh thyme.
Yeah, fresh thyme. I just let those in. That gives it, adds it just another bit of flavor.
And thyme just goes so well with beef.
And Guinness.
And Guinness. But not so good in the mouth.
I also, about 2 hours before it was done, before I pulled it out, I poured in about 3 tablespoons of liquid smoke.
Nice. So it's going to have a really nice smoky flavor.
You have the smokiness from the bacon, and I have more smokiness on it. So, set that aside, let it sit. Cut up my bread.
And you could use any kind of bread you want with
Yeah,
this.
I happen to like French and Italian. I like Italian a little bit more.
That's the Italian one,
It's
right?
Italian. I'll show you what they look like once I cut.
I think Italian also uses a finer flour.
I think so.
So you don't get as much of that, like, toothiness. Right, so
That's your French bread.
French bread.
That's your Italian bread.
Oh, there's more air in the
Yeah.
French bread as well. Neat.
And these, I'm just going to put them right on the rack.
Crust side down?
Crust side down.
Okay.
And all I'm doing is I'm just hardening them up.
Okay.
So I'm just drying them out.
So they'll stand up to the
stew.
soup a little better.
Yeah.
And you could put like olive oil or butter or something on that if you want.
To make it that garlic bread, make a garlic sauce. Potatoes are dry.
Into the warmed milk butter mixture.
Like I said, instead of using a ricer, I'm using a potato masher. I just want the potatoes to stand up a little bit more.
This is where you get the... If you want
chunks.
If we want the smooth potatoes, we go with the ricer.
Yeah.
If we want some just nice little bit of chunky potatoes. Now I know with most of them... Oh, it sounds so pretty.
I know, right?
I know with most potatoes you add cheese. Are you going to add cheese to this one?
I'm not going to add cheese to this one at all.
Not even, say, an Irish cheddar?
If I had some.
Ooh, that would be good, actually.
You can add Irish cheddar to it. And these are still a little runny. It's just because I have a lot of milk in here.
They should harden up in a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, those over here. Turn up just a little bit more. Cook the rest of the milk off. Once it thickens up some, I'll plate it.
Sweet.
As you can see, our bread's done. Nice, toasty, crunchy. Just gonna take it almost like French bread. Just cut it.
Thank you.
Yep.
Oh. Hey, it's hot, Mike.
It just came out of the oven.
I'm making fun of you. I know it's hot.
I know, right? I got breadcrumbs on my feet, on the floor. Breadcrumbs
Where's
all
the
over
dog?
the counter. Hate walking on breadcrumbs with bare feet.
And into you guys' kitchen for barefoot.
All the time. I figure if chefs can walk around with shorts and nothing on their feet, so can I. So that our bread is cut. Bring up the counter. Have a bowl right here. This is very easy. It's different. You know how you don't do most beef stews?
Have the potatoes in it.
Have the potatoes in it, or if you do like a side, you have your stew in one, and then something on the side. This, I'm making a bowl with the potatoes, just like that.
Also, you can get bites of stew and of potato.
Use your same ladle. There you go.
Oh, that's
Your
good.
beef and Guinness stew. You can get your bread. Put it right off to the side.
And that just looks like a happy face right there.
Happy food, happy face, and it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, we had it Wednesday, and I got told this is the best stew we've ever had. This is better than the last time. It was really good. So, I'm Mike.
I'm Levi behind the
Levi's
camera.
behind the camera this time. Join us next time when we'll have Irish breakfast. So, talk later. Bye.
We forgot something. It's an Irish dinner. You know what we need? Whiskey.
Now, the birthday, which Jameson?
Jameson, definitely. So whiskey, served best two ways. Both of them are cold. Chilled, neat, or my personal favorite, chilled on the rocks. I've got a big old 2-inch ice cube in there. Oh, that's good. Bye.
Bye. I'm gonna go eat.